Hello and welcome to a Front End Horse live stream. We are hanging out, doing some casual chatting with Cassie Evans. Cassie, how you doing? I'm really good. Honestly, this is just an excuse to get you on stream again. This is your third appearance on this show. I can't believe you continue to say yes when I ask you to come on. You're just a super good friend. Honestly, I just like an excuse to hang out with you. So it's so great to see you. It's always fun. Anthony, we've got Anthony in the chat. We've got Aaron in the chat. We've got Corey in the chat. Jamie looks different. Oh, it does say Jamie Culture. Good catch. I have a whole list of things that I need to like take care of. Give me one sec. Guest name tag. Let me get in there and change that. Good thing I have it just as a little it's just a URL param now. Thank you for that catch, Anthony. One sec. All right. And we're good. We are good to go. All right. But yeah, Cassie, it's fantastic to see you. You are the GreenSock DevRel ambassador, guru wizard. I forget how many titles they've given you. But basically, you help spread the word about GreenSock. You help people out. Is there anything else involved in that role that you've started? Nice. Yeah, you. Oh shoot! Now there's no audio. Oh boy. Okay, this is my fault. Why is there no audio? Headphone jack. So I just did a whole big. Give me 1 second, people. I just tried to redo audio. Cassie, can you just say something? Yeah. Oh boy. This is my bad. So let me see what I can do. Discord is going out through. Oh boy. Give me 1 sec, people. I need a technical difficulty screen. This is totally on me, Cassie. I just recently tried to. So output device. Let's go. All right, we're gonna have to do a little bit of testing. Cassie, can you say something again?
Testing.
There we go. We got you now. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, we're gonna start totally from scratch. Completely my fault. I've tried to mess around with the audio lately, and I wound up back where I was, but clearly worse off for it. So you were saying that GreenSock is a lot of your work has been in the forums. It's just cool because you get to work on little coding problems, right?
Yeah. No, I think like there's so much to learn as well, because when I started, there's so many different GreenSock plugins, and there's so many different ways you can use things, and there's so many different problems you can encounter. And, because GreenSock isn't just for like SVG or Canvas or DOM elements, it's like for all of these different things. So there's all of these different use cases. So I think it's been really good, because it's a good way to kind of build up knowledge. I think you learn the most when you stumble against problems. But if you're yourself, you only stumble against a certain number of problems. So if you're helping in the forums, it's just like constant problems all day.
Right. So you've hit like all the SVG problems that there are to hit, right? But you haven't hit like all the, I don't know, using it with some WebGL kind of thing. I was talking with Jamie Coulter the other day, and he was like trying to figure out how to use it for something totally unrelated, but like it animates values, right? Like as long as it's a value, as long as you can reach into that variable and change a number. Yeah, I think he was using it on like his audio API. And so yeah, as long as it's a number or something that it can tween, basically it can do it. So yeah, that's super cool. And do you get kind of like a little bit of a sneak peek on some of the more technical pieces that might be coming out? Is that nice?
Yeah.
People are in the forum and they're like, I'm working on this super cool thing, but it's like kind of next level, and so you've got to help figure it out. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. The position parameter recently, that was a cool thing, because everyone in my workshops had wanted like percentage based position parameters
Got it.
for quite a while. And yeah, when that happened, I got to go to all my workshop people and be like, it's here.
Nice. Yeah, because I saw you talking about that, and here we can bring up desktop to people. Let's transition over. Steph is here. Welcome, Steph. Good to see you. Oh, and Steph has one of the badges. So I just got badges made. And you can't see it on the screen, but it's on like the Twitch chat. Tanner has one too. So sorry, I have to say for a second. I got these badges made, and they're like apples and carrots because of the horse theme. So they're like these little pixelated apples and carrots, and as it goes higher, there's horseshoes. So people who subscribe get these little badges for like how long they've subscribed. It's a whole Twitch thing. But I'm just so happy to see them in use for the first time. It's just super fun. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I just had your setup. We can come back. I love that. Is that because I hovered or because I clicked? What did I do?
Which one? I think you hovered on fun.
Oh, I did. Love it. Yeah, your site is super delightful. I'm just gonna drop that in chat really quick. That's Cassie's site. Definitely have so that's the confetti thing. Yeah. So if they type !yay and then any emojis, it shoots up a confetti burst of that assortment of emojis. There's all kinds of nonsense here. We're just having a good time. Yeah. So the position parameter in GSAP, I had never run into that issue of wanting percentage, but that's super cool that you, having run these GSAP workshops, or are they just SVG workshops, but they use GSAP? I can't remember.
SVG workshops, but part of it is animating with JavaScript. So
got it.
Yeah.
So you kind of found that you have these. Would it be under the blog? Yeah, position parameter.
Thing to want to do, like, because say you've got a tween, and then you've got another tween that's after that one, and the first one's like 4 seconds, and you want the second one to happen halfway through the first one. So then you'd put an offset of 2 seconds, but then if you change the duration of the first one, then the second one goes out of sync, which is really annoying. So it's very useful if you just want something to occur like 25% of the way through or 75% of the way through.
No, and then you can just super useful. I'm just never the kind of person who is like, this repetitious task is really a pain. I know how we could solve it. I'm just the person that just keeps dealing with it and don't like, I didn't come up with that solution, right? Like I've probably done that a bunch of times where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go back and change 12 values. If only they had a percentage parameter. I never thought of that. So just the fact that people are out there saying, if only they had a percentage option there. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so we wanted to dig in today. Well, actually, first, we've got today's steps down below. Meet Cassie and Brody. Is Brody here by chance? Is he up for making an appearance? So Brody is Cassie's fantastic dog. If you don't follow Cassie on Twitter, I mean that's first off. You don't have to torture him if he doesn't if he doesn't want to get up.
His feet up in the air. He looks very cute, but I can't like.
No worries. Here, I'm switching back to. There we go. Brody is a fantastic dog. And if you say the word AROO, and I'm saving Cassie. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's why I put this on the list of things we had to do, just because Brody is fantastic. I love him so much. His videos on your Twitter of him freaking out over anything. Is he trying to talk?
Yeah. Good songs. Well done. Well done. Want to do another one?
The mic is cutting out for some of it, but it's so good.
Do this for all of the rest of the stream. Really good. Yeah. I know. I know. Yeah.
I love him. I love him so much. So yeah, I had to try to include him. Brody, thank you so much.
He's the best.
Yeah, please give him a couple more dog confetti. He's fantastic. He's such a cute dog. Thank you, Cassie. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Hope you had a great time. We will see you next. We can wrap up there, right? What else? It's downhill from here. I think that I missed that. But yeah, so that's Brody. If you don't have Cassie on your Twitter, you're missing out. Oh, something else is happening.
Can't just make him perform without giving him a snack.
You're a very good dog, Mom. Yeah, so Brody on Twitter is fantastic. Lots of him singing to opera is one of my favorite videos. I've showed that to so many people that don't know you, and they crack up. It's excellent. Anyway, we can check that.
Apart from Brody.
Sorry?
What were we doing apart from Brody? We were going to do Helper Functions.
GreenSock. What's GreenSock stuff, right? Yeah. Forgot about that. Cool. So now that we've got the important stuff out of the way, where would we go to find these helper functions? Somewhere in the docs?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the idea here is I'm basically using your stream to make me do homework that I need to do.
Which is great, because then I get to learn too. Everyone here gets to learn. Yeah, so I just said, hey, Cassie, because like I said at the jump, I wasn't lying. I just wanted to hang out with you, and getting to talk about GreenSock and everything on stream with other people. It's a great excuse. And so, yeah, we can talk about GreenSock's helper functions, because you said you weren't too familiar with them. And I only know some of the utility classes, like Clamp and the one that like loops you back around, so that if you're like trying to keep it within 5, it'll go back to the beginning of the array. Like I know a couple of them, but I would love to dig in and learn myself.
I mean, I guess that there's a whole bunch of things. There's some plugins that are kind of lesser used, and there's, as you said, like the utility functions. And the utility functions are awesome. Like they're kind of baked into GreenSock. So they're like the really important things that are very often used. But the helper functions aren't actually baked into GreenSock. They are things that Jack, when he's in the forums, like people will come across problems and he'll go, oh, that's interesting, and he'll write a custom solution for them. But he doesn't think that it's important enough to incorporate into the core of GreenSock. So there's just this whole like list of functions that you can use that are helpful for animation, but they're not specifically in Green. And I think that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So I decided to kind of take a look at them and like figure out which ones are the most interesting and potentially make some demos and do some blog posts about them. But I haven't looked at them yet, so we're gonna just poke around together.
Yeah, where do we start? Because so first off, I thought you meant utility function. I think that's even what I put in the thing. No, I put helper functions, but I thought that kind of maybe it was like a slightly bigger umbrella term than utility. But this is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
Wow,
so,
cool.
I also have got my really clacky keyboard. I'm really sorry. I usually swap it out for streaming, but
no, that's how we know that you're a real programmer. You see me? I'm someone's dad over here. What is this? Who has this keyboard in This is not a cool streamer keyboard. What am I doing?
Keyboard's very cool. It looks like a typewriter.
See, you're a cool person. That's why, yeah, people have you on stream because you're cool. No one invites dad to come stream. Oh, can I bring my Logitech? It's got a nice thing because my carpal tunnel, because I'm so sore. My wrist get all. Yeah, no, I'm not a cool person under the hood. Like, oh, lights behind me, lame keyboard. So we're good with the clickety clacks. I'm gonna claim some of that's me actually. All right, keyboard rant over.
I'm going to log out of the GreenSock website because otherwise I'm going to get notifications from the forums. And you'll be trying to talk to me and I'll be like,
Why would someone do that with the tween, huh? Thank you to everyone who just followed. Arden, the real computer kid. I thought there was one more. Nicola, thank you for coming through. Thank you for following. You are now a horse. Cool. So do we want to...
I have a cane around as well as my Logitech keyboard. I do not, but I do have several steampunk corsets from my younger, more cool days.
Do you have a cane around too? Steampunk corsets. That's awesome. Very nice.
Okay, so I'm going to send you this Helper Functions list.
All right.
Via Discord. Do I send it to you via Discord?
That sounds good.
Doo-doo.
Getting a little echo. Maybe that'll go away. It did. Okay. I'll just keep you posted. Yeah, and to people who are just joining us, we do have a Discord. You can check it at the bottom of the screen, where we've been having some nice chats and everything. So feel free to join that. Hope to see you there.
Oh, I just sent docs. I didn't send you the Helper Functions.
No worries. Do you want me to type helper? What if I just Google help? Would that...
Help me. Okay, wait. Okay.
Helper functions. Here we go. Look, see, this is free user testing too. You should have been like, oh, Alex, how would you find helper functions? And then I go, I would ask you, Cassie, because that's what I do if I have a GreenSock problem now.
A bunch of user testing on the GreenSock website recently, but I've found it really difficult because I've realized how you phrase things, like people have different answers. So I've been saying to people, there are certain bits of the GreenSock website that we want to make better. So could you have a look at it and tell me what you think? And then people are just brutal because they're like, you want to make it better, so I'm going to tell you all of the terrible, terrible things. Whereas if you were asking someone feedback on something that you've made, they'd be like, probably skip over all of the bad things. It's like, how do you get neutral feedback from people?
Yeah, or they put their kid gloves on. Yeah, like when a company asks for feedback, you're like, oh, I can just rock this person in the face. Like it's a company? Yeah, take that. But they don't realize that GreenSock is 3 people. Like GreenSock is essentially a person plus 2, right? Like it's Jack and you and I always forget his name. I'm so sorry. Blake, thank you. I had the B. I always have the B. Yeah, so being like, this is garbage. You're hitting someone right in the face. But anyway, yeah. But if you were like, hey, I want feedback on my site, I wouldn't be like, this is trash, right?
I'm too emotionally attached. It's wonderful. That's all you're allowed to say.
That's all I was gonna say is it's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. So yeah, we can we can move on. And you've got bangs on the picture, so we're good to go. We're good. We don't have to worry. Yep, there we go. It matches as long as it matches. Cool. So where do we want to head to?
Ooh. No, let's have a look.
So I'm just going to read this. Over the years, Jack has whipped together various GSAP-related helper functions. Cool. So we gather them in one place below for convenience. We'll keep adding relevant helper functions here as we craft them. Yeah, so it's... Oh, the Flip plugin is here. Interesting. Because that became kind of a bigger thing, didn't it?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. So, yeah, there was this helper function originally that Jack knocked up, and then it was really useful, so they made it into a plugin. So that's why I kind of like this helper function section, because it's like a kind of doodle pad of ideas, which is quite cool.
And if the Flip one is any indication, maybe there's another sleeper in here where you're like, hey, this could become the next thing. Could you quickly explain what the Flip, what are Flip animations and why is this plugin cool?
Yeah, so the Flip plugin, I actually got a question in the forums today about the Flip plugin. And
Cassie,
I haven't
not open the forums. Do not open those forums. Focus.
I hadn't really delved into it too much until today, which was good because it made me delve into it. But yeah, so Flip stands for first, last, invert play. Yeah, that's it. So it's about if you've got kind of automatic layout going on, you want to move something from a point over here to a point over here, you can work out what the position is that you want to move it to. So you work out the first position, the last position, you invert them, and then play the animation. So it's quite a lot of kind of clever math.
Yeah, that you don't have to do anymore because this does it for you.
Yeah, like lets you like transition between two states, basically. So even if there's lots of changes to the DOM or reparenting of elements or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't like full like this was just always one of those things where this is like a nice little demo. Yeah, where you just couldn't do it until flip animations came about. So like it was another thing I didn't think about much, right? Like trying to get you know, a card in a grid out of that grid and to take up the full screen. You just can't really do that and animate it, right? Like you can make it snap there, but a smooth tween couldn't do it. So it's just a handy way to
stuff like animating between different flex positions and stuff like that as well. So that's pretty handy.
Yeah. That's super cool. So I didn't realize that came out of a helper function. That's really neat. So
yeah.
what other ones do we have?
Like, as you can see, there is the helper function there, which is like if you had a really simple kind of flip thing that you needed to use, needed to do, you could use the helper function. It just obviously wouldn't have as much thought put into it in terms of browser testing and bugs and, you know, child elements or that kind of thing. So the flip plugin will be kind of safer bet to use.
Right. And the demos, honestly, the GreenSock demos are one of the most valuable aspects of the whole thing for me, where I know that in this CodePen account, you have pretty much a demo for anything, like anything that I might want to do. And you have a great set of collections. So let's see. Yeah, so like this one's specifically for Draw SVG. So if I want to do something with that plugin, you've got a whole bunch in here. So there's a good chance that something that I want to do might be covered by one of these examples. And look at that. That's the logo for your site, right? So nice little to be fair to Cassie, that was added before she was working at GreenSock. So she's not just doing the Obama meme thing of putting the medal on herself. So just for clarification.
I had to change all of the talks because all of my talks where I talk about GreenSock and my workshops and everything, I was like, they're not paying me to say this. It's honestly just the best animation library. And now I'm like, oh, balls.
Yeah, so just scratch that out and be like, I am a paid shill. Just and they are the best animation library. No. I'm glad that I feel friendly enough that I can call you a shill on stream and not have you be mad at me. We're both shills. Hi, by the way, Prismic is the best CMS there is. So always use Prismic. No. I think we both work for some great companies, so we are lucky in that sense. I wouldn't want to work for a company that I had to go out and sell, and it's just not.
Oh God, I could never do that.
Right?
I'm terrible. I have the worst face for like just emotions being very clear. Like my partner is very good at like being kind of stoic.
The poker face.
He's always like, Cassie, your face. If we're out and there's someone that's annoying me, he's like, Cassie.
I'm the same way. In meetings, people will like come up to me after and be like, hey, you seem kind of confused there. And I'm like, really? Huh. Like I didn't know you noticed. Meanwhile, in the meeting, I'm just like my just like huge like head to like, huh? What? Like I'm making these huge expressions. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I have no poker face. I would be like if I had a good hand, I would be like jumping up and down. So anyway, enough about poker.
You won't be able to do it. A thing that I just thought of, which might be a cool thing to start with, which it's not a helper function, but it is a very cool thing that I wanted to do a shout out about. Check this out. I sent you a CodePen.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
have you heard about them? So we've got a motion path plugin, right? And the motion path plugin allows you to animate along a path.
Okay.
When people started using that, a lot of people were like, oh, but I want to be able to edit my path. So Jack whipped up Motion Path Helper. And Motion Path Helper has this method of just edit path, and you can pass any SVG path like into that method, and you have a path that you can edit.
Wait, so he like recreated the Illustrator Bezier tool?
They're in the browser. Just for lols, just to help people.
Holy crap. That's excellent. Now,
It's so cool, but this is really useful because there's so many times when I export out SVG stuff, whether it's to be animated or not. Sometimes it's just like a logo or it's a background or something, and you export it out and you put it into the browser, and then you're like, oh, that bit is not working, and you can just go and tweak it, which is, yeah, that's super cool.
can you get the value out once it's like on release? Would we get anything?
Yeah, on release you could do, I think it's this path get attribute. Double check.
Just yeah, as long as it's possible, because without that you can't really update your shape. But that's super cool.
You can go grab it from the DOM, but you can definitely get it out on as well.
Oh, so okay. Sorry, I know chat's looking at a whole bunch of stuff on my screen right now. Give me one sec, chat, and you are too actually. But let's see. So turn off responsive. Look at where's the actual path? That's the path. So if I get rid of this, that's the stuff on top. Cool. So that's the path right there. So if I refresh this, yeah, reload, that's fine. So try to inspect it. Doesn't want me to. There we go. So as I move those, this should change, right? Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic.
But you can definitely get that out. I just have to find out what it is.
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
I'll update that demo actually to include that, because I think that would be really helpful to have.
Log out the new path value. Yeah, Jack, his ability to just be like, oh, that's a cool idea for a thing. I'm gonna whip that up. Yeah, this is super impressive. So
it's really funny because there's so many times when someone asks a question in the forums and everyone else is like the physical embodiment of that Homer meme where he's like backing into the like everyone's like backing into the bush and Jack will just be like, oh, this is an interesting problem, and then all of a sudden there's like a new plugin or a helper function or something.
That's awesome because yeah, like he's pretty much created the GreenSock library by himself for the most part, right? Like, is that fair to say?
I think I don't know. I'm not sure how much Carl was involved.
Got it.
In the,
but yeah. But GreenSock is used on more of a percentage of websites than React is. Is it like I remember seeing that statistic of like React is used on like 5%, but GSAP's used on like 10%.
But yeah, I think a lot of things are used on more websites than React. It's just that's just the framework du jour, isn't it? Am I going to annoy people? Sorry, it's just the cool thing at the moment. Like the majority of the web is WordPress and jQuery.
Yeah, no, and people forget that, right? Like it feels very much like right now, the entire web is just React, and if you don't know React, you're not getting a job. But yeah, the majority of the web is WordPress and jQuery and GreenSock, and then after comes React. It's just interesting. Well, React people shout the loudest is what Aaron says. I think also within certain spheres, right? Like I'm not hanging out in WordPress bubbles all that much, so I don't know. You know, like it's always tough to say because you know you can be like, oh, I never hear about Angular. Is Angular still a thing? I just don't follow Angular people, right? Like I just don't. That's just not my bubble. It's definitely still a thing. I'm not saying it's not. I just never hear about it. So you kind of what you see is all there is kind of the phenomenon where if you hear about it, that's all you think is there. But oh, and Arden says GreenSock was around in the action script Flash times already, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
That's really cool. Sweet. So that's a really cool one. What else do we want to check out? So blend two eases. Ah.
That's really handy for when you want to blend two eases, surprisingly enough.
Is that what it's for? Go on.
Go on.
I was just trying to think when I've needed to blend eases before.
Well, I'm imagining like an animation cancel or something, right? So like I'm thinking about and I could be totally off on this. Thank you for following Galben and Frankencat. Welcome. I'm thinking of like in video games, when you have a character who's doing something, but then you push a different button, and then that character goes to do a different thing, or like they're attacking and they get hit mid-attack, so they have to like fall. Like you would transition from that attack. You don't want that to complete. You would cancel that, and then you want them to naturally kind of like transition to that other animation. So I'm thinking like if you have, a character going, but you want to like stop that animation, maybe it would transition into that different animation easily. Is that a use case for that?
I think it's more for if you want a transition to start one way and then kind of end in a different kind of speed, different kind of way.
Huh. But you don't want to just make that ease. You kind of want to like use a function to split the difference instead. So like here on the screen, it looks like the green one is the in-between ease, right?
Yeah,
so like it starts out blue.
Yeah, so it starts out kind of slowly, but then it's got like an overshoot. So you wouldn't be able to, like that ease doesn't exist. Like if you wanted an overshoot, like a back ease, you have to kind of speed into it.
Got it. Okay, interesting.
So I guess it's like I tend to use custom ease quite a lot. So I'll draw out my own eases. You can even draw out eases in Illustrator. I've got like a little artboard set up where I'll draw ease with an SVG path, and then you can use that path as an ease.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have to use a certain number of points for the ease, or can you throw any number of points?
Any number of points. Yeah, you can make eases that look really wacky. If you go to like the easing docs.
Yeah, I just remembered the what was it, the bounce? Or the rough?
And then you click custom.
Oh, neat.
That's got mad. And like loads of people were like, oh, when would you use a rough ease in my workshop? And I've got this little demo. It's like a little chameleon, but there's a fly flying in the background. And the wings are just going up and down, but they've got the rough ease applied to it, so they look like they're shaking.
Got it. So it's not as constant, or it feels a bit more realistic, right? Like it's like you're not seeing it go completely up, completely down, but it's kind of going all over the place, and because it's so fast.
Like this are really useful for if you would otherwise have to write loads and loads of keyframes or loads of from to tweens.
Got it.
And then you don't have to worry about writing so much code. You can just let the ease do the heavy lifting for you.
Nice. I like that it gives me a different rough ease each time, just a randomized value. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this ease visualizer is honestly one of the best tools for using GSAP. It's completely essential. Definitely use that. Jedediah says, yeah, it's cool. It's like an ease crossfade. Which, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. That's a good. Oh, we should call it ease crossfading.
Jedediah, you should have copywritten that. You could have charged big bucks, my friend. Cool. So we got that one. Blend two eases, aka the ease crossfade, as everyone knows it. return a random number based on an ease curve. Huh.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So this is like controlled randomness. So if you're doing generative stuff, right, you know, if there's lots of different types of random. So if you just choose normal random values, say you were to plot them out on like some sort of generative art,
Okay.
it just look ugly. Like there's nothing really very attractive about normal random values, but you can get random values like Perlin Noise, which is used a lot in game dev to generate like landscapes and stuff, rolling landscapes that look really beautiful. And that's because there's like logic to the randomness. So this would be a like logical randomness thing. So you could choose values and they'd be weighted towards a certain point. So you could say, give me numbers from 1 to 100, but use a certain ease curve, and it would weight it towards maybe the end and the beginning of that value of the array of values.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like here, this is from completely blanking on the name. Snook.
Carl Schoof.
Carl Schoof, thank you. Sorry, I had to ask. I'm blanking on names today. I'm glad I got Cassie and Brody. That's pretty much going to be the limit, I think. But yeah, he's got a great example here where I can see visually it's going to go more towards blue, and that's what we are getting, right? We're getting very little white and red. That's really interesting.
Really interesting. Like this is stuff that like I don't know whether like
the nature of code.
Yeah, where is it? Where's my screen? Yeah, the nature of code. So that's Daniel Schiffman's book. It's like processing. He brought out a JavaScript one like a week after I bought this one. But I was like, I'm just going to use this one and I'm going to convert all the examples to JavaScript because it will make me learn things better. And I got like a quarter of the way through and then gave up. But there's a lot of kind of, this kind of stuff in there. Oh, you know who'd like this?
George Francis?
Yeah, my best friend, George Francis.
My best friend too. What a small nose. He is your best friend. I know. That was very funny. We were arguing in this chat, in the chat of this stream, about who was George's first friend, and you were his first friend by a mile. I just got completely like, I was like, I found him on CodePen a while ago. You're like, I introduced him to CodePen. You just kind of like patted me on the head. You gave me some lunch money. You sent me on my way.
Sussex devs.
It's so cool. Sweet. Yeah, this looks really neat.
Chatting. I think it is.
Sorry?
Is it just us chatting now? Is everyone gone?
Yeah, no, it's completely empty. Everyone, yeah. No, I stopped streaming 20 minutes ago. I just hit stop. It's yeah, I'm like, this isn't good. This is oh yeah, no, absolutely. Get Brody back in here. Yeah, as soon as Brody left, it just plummeted. People jumped ship. They were like, this is not what I came for. I was promised a dog, a singing dog the entire time. So yeah. No, we still got people here, but they're staying remarkably, they're keeping to their roles. They're doing a good job of not giving themselves away. They stayed quiet throughout that entire monologue. So well done, everyone. Pluck random elements from an array until it's empty, then start over. Oh, cool. That's handy.
That is cool.
Yeah, the way I would handle that otherwise would be like a shuffle, and then but then how do you start over? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you could do it, but having a function like this is really handy.
I'd really love to see, because some of these I know the threads that have inspired them, but it would be really cool if they had links to the threads that inspired them, so that you could see what problem they were solving.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Maybe there was someone that could do that.
You know, like as their day job.
Will she remember that? Probably not.
Imagine. Imagine if someone could do that. Oh man. Yeah, that's really cool. I could see that. Like kind of like for a deck builder game. Like I think your camera went off, Cassie. Are you still there?
Oh no. It's my dying laptop again. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and figure out.
You can try it again. It's all good. I can work a picture of a GreenSock on top of the screen until you get it fixed.
My face.
Yeah, so like I've been playing Slay the Spire, which is this deck builder game. And yeah, basically you use your cards and you put them in a discard pile, and then you bring them back, and you're able to like it's essentially thing of draw some random cards, and then once the deck is empty, reshuffle the deck, right, and use them again. So that's a nice little function for that. Pluck random from. Very cool. Aaron says it's a shame backlinks never took off. There were so many issues to them. Were we talking about backlinks? I'm wondering if chat's a little delayed or if we said something that was about backlinks. I don't know.
That's back on. I don't know whether it's going to involve complicated stuff for you to do now.
It shouldn't. If you're able to get that link back, or if not, I can send you that link again. It's all good. No pressure. I'm sorry?
I said, is it working?
No, it's still completely black. Let me see if I can refresh it. I'll see if I can do something here. Window capture. Backlinks about being able to link to another resource, but in reverse, like you were saying about linking to the threads. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Reload. There we go. I got you back. You're back. Cool.
Good.
Can you share that random element link? Yeah. So it's gonna be. Let me.
There's no hyperlinks. Not hyperlinks. What am I talking about? Anchor links.
There's
really annoying.
Weird, because the Flip had one. That's weird. Flip has one, but Pluck doesn't. That's interesting. I mean, I would have told you that if you would have let me just rip this site to shreds, but no, you never asked me. What can we improve about this? Oh, wait, hook a Lottie animation up the scroll trigger. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
People really enjoy Lottie, but I usually see them as like GSAP and Lottie are kind of two different things. So it's just interesting to see this mixed.
You can because all Lottie is, or how do I say this in the right way? Lottie doesn't do the same thing as GreenSock. Like, it isn't an animation library. You animate stuff in After Effects, and then you export it out as JSON, and the JSON for the SVG, it will store the state in the JSON, like tons and tons and tons of state. Right. So however many frames you save it out as, if you save it out as 60 or 30 or 20, which I usually do because it's a little bit more performant, it will change, it will re-render the SVG like that number of times per second. So that's why it's very hefty on performance. Like for, it's quite hefty on performance for like 60 frame per second animations, because it's essentially a flip book. It's just kind of re-rendering it to the DOM.
It's not morphing the SVG, it's actually rendering.
It's also not moving anything around, which is why Lottie can get away with stuff that is not possible in browsers. Because GreenSock uses stuff that we have in browsers,
right?
So like animating along SVG paths and morphing between points and stuff like that. It's just using maths and kind of lerping and stuff. But Lottie is just re-rendering the whole SVG.
Got it.
So it's really useful for if you're doing like native stuff. If you're using like you're doing apps, because GreenSock isn't useful there. So if you've got like a big company and you've got apps and you've got websites and you need consistency throughout them with your animations, and you've got designers who use After Effects, then it's very handy.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so at the end of the day, you can trigger Lottie animations or scroll through Lottie animations using GreenSock. So they're not kind of like competing things. They're different things, and you can use them together.
Yeah, I always saw them as competing, because it's like I could either animate, these SVGs from Illustrator in, with GreenSock, or we can do all the animation in After Effects and export it to the web and just hit play, basically. So the fact that you kind of have this flipbook and you can say how you want that flipbook to be eased through with GreenSock, that makes a lot of sense to me now.
And I mean, also, I don't really see it as competing, because if you think about, if you're working on the web, you're already thinking in terms of like responsiveness and interactivity and media queries and all of that kind of stuff. And GreenSock, you can just hook into all of that. Whereas with Lottie animations, you're just exporting out like a screen. It's like, it's the same as like a video. It's a certain ratio and stuff. So I mean, it's good if you just want like a little animation to play. I'm obviously biased, but also it can be used.
You work for GreenSock, right? It's the GreenSock one, but they don't pay you to say that, correct?
No, I used Lottie on a project a while back, and I was expecting the performance to be better than it was, and I struggled a little bit with it. And I think that it's very good for like little kind of decorative animations that play once, that are doing very complex things. So if you've got like character animation and you need to do character rigging and stuff, like that's really hard to do with GreenSock. Like you can do it, but it would be quite a lot of effort. So I think if you're doing complex things that After Effects is useful for, then
character rigging is a lot of effort now, but we'll soon have a helper plugin, I'm sure. I'm sure we're going to have a helper function soon. As soon as Jack hears like, hey, I'm having trouble with this, he'll write the function any day now. Mr. Boost says, I use Lottie and GSAP for making goal widgets and alerts. Cool. So definitely that kind of community out there that's using both. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you for teaching me about that, because I saw them as a bit more like a one or the other. So that's super cool.
It's always good to know when to reach for like which one. And I mean, if I was working on doing animations that were mostly illustrative animations for a company that had an app and a website, I would go with Lottie, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know that GSAP couldn't do like a React Native or anything native to mobile devices. Interesting. So yeah, so like because it can handle tweening pretty much any value, it can't still work to tween things in like a React Native setting?
Actually, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not JavaScript. Oh no, React Native would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe React. For React, I don't know anything about mobile dev.
I don't really either, so no worries. We can take a guess here. Let's say yeah. Let's just say yes, it definitely works. Yes.
In React. If it's JavaScript land.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's
yeah. It's just not going to work in not JavaScript land.
Right. Yeah, if anyone knows GSAP in React Native, or what's the other one? Is it Ionic? That's another native platform. I don't know. Any of those kinds of things. Like it wouldn't work in like the native iOS or the native like Kotlin kind of thing, because those aren't JavaScript. Most animation in React Native you do outside of JavaScript for performance. Interesting. So you lean on the... That's really funny. You would think that... Huh. Jedediah, thank you for that insight. Glad to have you here. So use that you do outside of JavaScript for the performance. Good to know.
Interesting. Huh. Though it seems like there is on NPM, there's a GSAP React Native fork.
Interesting.
Enables GSAP to work with React Native thanks to direct manipulation. It's only got like 25 downloads though. So who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, it's always funny with those forks that are like they seem to solve the problem that you have exactly, but you're like, but not a lot of people are using this. Is this going to work? Steve Gardner's here. Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming through.
Traitor.
And see you, Steve. Steve just like closes his laptop slowly with the stat
Steve lives just down the road from me, and he's moving to Canada. So.
And he just got there. Right? Like he just moved in. Yeah. Sad
and
face.
It's been COVID the entire time as well, so we haven't really been able to hang out that much.
Yeah, you've been sneaking it. You've been breaking protocol left and right, but oh man. Cool. Let's keep scrolling through. So we went to Flip and then we jumped all the way down because I saw Lottie and I'm like, Lottie's cool. Let's talk about that.
Anchors to progress. I want to have a look at this. I want to have a look at this anchors to progress demo.
Ooh.
Progress values, anchor points. So Steve, you just joined. We're basically doing my homework. We're having a look through all the helper functions.
Yeah, and then we're gonna edit her paper, her term paper for her course that she's taking. So yeah, we're just homework time. So pull up a chair, get your study out. This is cool.
I just want to see if any of these are good to kind of surface and let people know about and make some demos and things. We found some cool ones so far.
Yeah, so this almost feels like a board game progress thing or something. Like if you've got a whole bunch of points, you can have the character go to the next thing, stop there, and then continue on. I don't know. What use case do you see here for this?
Well, I'm doing a site soon that's got like a big scrolling line down the page with illustrations as part of that line. And it's going to progress as you scroll down. So that this could be useful for that to kind of progress through different.
Right. With that one feels like it would be more of a scroll trigger determining the percent where this is like hard stops, right? Like you wouldn't hard stop that one in between. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm not trying to tell you how to make it, but that's my guess. Yeah. Where this one's kind of like at every anchor point stop and then go to the next one and then stop. It's an interesting use case. Aaron says Jake Archibald did a lot of SVG animations like that in his old slide decks. Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of feels like a progress bar. Yeah, like as you go through each thing, it's like, all right, here's the first slide, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Or it does feel very like graphy, doesn't it? Like it could help for like data viz stuff.
The only semi annoying thing would be having to put like, imagine you had 80 slides and you have to put 80 points on the SVG. I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but that's kind of the thing is like, it's specifically about going to the next anchor point, right? But it's pretty cool. Requires the motion path plugin. That makes sense. Kill. Do you want to keep hanging on that one or do you want to move on?
Oh no, we can move on.
Cool. Kill all tweens applied to child elements of a given target.
Yeah, that's just useful, isn't it?
Trying to think of how kill all tweens applied to child elements of a given target. Oh,
so
yeah.
If you are kind of done with a certain animation and you want to kill it, or like maybe on refresh, you want to give it new values like that.
Got it. We just got rated by Ben Myers. Ben, thank you for coming through. Really appreciate it. To all Ben's guests, welcome. We're just chatting with Cassie Evans. We are looking through the GSAP, aka GreenSock's animation library, the helper functions here. These are like hidden gems where there's these cool helper functions that have been whipped together that aren't part of the actual the core package, right?
Yeah.
But they do really cool things. So like if you've had like a specific issue where I need to say kill all tweens applied to child elements of a given target, Jack has whipped one of these functions up at some point, so you can use this. So Cassie is a developer relations advocate at GreenSock, and so we're looking through and learning together. That's really handy. So how does this work?
So
this is right here.
I just scroll down and there's a animating background size cover or contain, which is cool.
Oh, down. Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, it would definitely not be as performant as animating with transforms, but if you had a background image that you needed to, and like that's just, that's pretty surprising that that's doable.
Whoa, that is seamless. I expected to see some kind of a snap at the end. That's fantastic. Ben, thank you so much for that gift. I really appreciate you gifting that sub. That's so kind. And you gifted it to Aaron. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ben. Really appreciate you. Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Trying to think of, like, it's one of those things where like, wow, I didn't know that was possible, but also I'm like, when would I do this? Right? Like that's the other part of the question.
I think there's these like animate backgrounds, like images or stuff that you wouldn't usually animate for people that are spoiled with how they make websites. That's not going to be an issue, right? If you're building a website from scratch, then you'll think through this stuff. But there's a lot of people, I see a lot of people in the GreenSock forums who are like, I've got this particular WordPress theme, or I've got this like legacy code that I'm not allowed to change these things, but they want this to happen. And you've kind of got to work around it. So I guess.
Got it. Interesting.
That's putting really a bit of sticky tape on the solution. But yeah, I'm surprised it's as smooth as it is.
I'm sorry?
I'm surprised it's as smooth as it is.
Yeah, I was really waiting for that like snap at the end, even if it was small, but no, it's indistinguishable. It's I can't see it. That's what I'm trying to say with bigger words. I'm trying to sound smarter. I don't see it.
This one below is a really good example of what I was talking about not being able to control the content always. So split text, if people don't know what split text is, it's a plugin that you can pass split text like a text element, like a paragraph tag or something, and it will split it all up into spans, or even letters if you want, or words or letters or lines, I think it can do, and then it will animate those in so that you don't have to manually go through and add a whole bunch of spans and stuff in. And you can also kill the split text instance as well, so it will just go back to a normal sentence, which is good for accessibility and stuff.
Yeah, so we can animate all the letters in one by one, but then as soon as the animation's done, it just goes back to all the letters are in one paragraph element rather than 100 spans.
But this looks like someone was obviously like, I want to be able to do split nested elements by lines, but it couldn't do that. So now there's a helper function for it. Yeah. So if you were content in from a CMS and people were just, free filling some sort of text field and you had no control over what people were putting in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, where this hi welcome is part of the parent element of this home friend, where that's in a div underneath, but we're still able to split it and put each one in its own div. That's cool.
Cool.
Very, very nice.
Brody. Shall I introduce Brody?
Yes, I think the people who just came in have not met Brody, and Brody, no offense to Cassie, has been the best part of the stream so far. Just because Brody is fantastic. Brody, do you have something to say, Brody?
Songs. Yeah. Yeah. Very good songs. Oh, so good songs. So good.
One of my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good boy. One of my favorite moments was when I sent Cassie a video of me trying to get my dog to Aru. And I was telling my dog, like in the video, I'm like, Aru, Aru. And he didn't know what to do. But Cassie played that video on her end, watching me and my dog failing at that. And Brody heard me saying Aru, and he Aru. So I got Brody to Aru, kind of like if I were to yawn, you would yawn kind of thing. There he goes.
It's so good. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Keep down.
It's fantastic. Oh, Aaron is saying, do we need a Brody emote? And we might. If we can just get Brody to be like, can he be the mascot for this stream? I don't think the horse thing, I don't know. Yeah, I know. Man, we need to figure this out because Brody is fantastic. Brody is fantastic. And Kagata, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Do you want to go through some more of these, or do you want to show off those CodePens that we were talking about, or totally up to you? Just want to go off of your schedule, want to respect your time and energy, especially.
Yeah, I got to go for a swim with the dog.
That's what Brody was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be real grumpy with me if I don't go for a swim.
That's what he mentioned. DC Goodwin, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So what do you think? Do you want to check out some CodePens and then call it a stream, or?
I think that the ones that we've seen sound, I think we've looked at some of the good ones. Let's have a look at CodePens.
Sounds good. I asked Cassie just to pick a couple CodePens that she's liked recently, so we can just check them out and see what's going on there. So
yeah, I posted about my SVG animation Slack the other day, and then like everybody joined my SVG animation Slack, which is awesome because now I have all the peeps to chat to. But also people gave me things that they were working on. So
that's really cool. So this is cute? All SVG animation. Oops, I don't mean to do that. Let's go in the editor view maybe. Just want to take a peek. I see, like, this is where the whole front end horse thing got started, because I'm like, ooh, how are they doing this? And I just kept digging into pens as everyone else does. But I'm like, I don't know enough here, so I'm gonna actually like ping this person and ask them. Oh, Brody, you're so stinking cute. Ask them how they're doing this, and say, oh wow, look at this. This is a hefty amount. Oh, okay. Oh, so most of it's that. Got it. So okay. So the CSS is in here. Cool. That's really neat. So you got the keyframes.
Yeah, proves. It's all very good.
Yeah, this is great. Nice. I like it. And
then this one too. This is super cool.
I almost forgot. I'll paste this into the chat. Sorry, chat. Ramcode says he saw, or sorry, I'm assuming I shouldn't. They saw your interview on the Front End Hero podcast.
Oh yeah, cool. They're nice lads.
And here we go. One from Index 2. I was gonna say, isn't Index 2 Laurie? Yes, I have this on my list, Laurie. I have this on my list to add to the Front End Horse newsletter. This keeps I want to put it in so bad. It's super, super cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's just really satisfying. Let me drop this in real quick before we dig into it. So this is the Penrose triangle loader. Yeah, it's just really fun to look at it. Like this could easily be like I don't know. I was gonna say like a cyberpunk loader, but I feel like it deserves better than that. I don't know. It's just really nice.
My first ever workshop as well.
Sorry?
Laurie came to my first ever workshop.
Really?
Like, we did a test run when I was putting it together, and I was really nervous about it, which is where I met him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We went to the pub afterwards and like got very emotional about learning and how stressful it is about like learning. It was really good because I think he influenced quite a lot of how the rest of my workshop got put together, because he was just very honest about how nervous he was about going to the workshop and how intimidating it is learning in front of other people. And that's how I feel as well. So he had this really good heart-to-heart about it, and that kind of influenced how I put together all my workshop. It's really nice.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Laurie seems like a very, very kind person, and that's just, I don't know, that story is that's wonderful.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Oh, this one as well. This is another one this was from the GreenSock forums. Someone posted this the other day. They were a little stuck with it, and then click on it.
Oh, that's cool. Do I have to reload? I have to go off. I have to not hover. Yeah. That's really neat.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, so they're pretty much taking like every piece and sending it in a different direction.
Yeah. So I think
that's neat. Mike asked, did I miss a Brody cameo? You missed two. He will be.
He's a good boy.
He's so shy. There's no way he wants to come back. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Good. Yeah.
The Discord chat like cuts off the frequency at which he is speaking. Oh.
He just kicked me in the face.
We all saw. Yeah, he absolutely just gave you like his right jab.
I just asked him if he wants to go for a swim, and he was like,
yeah, he's losing his mind now. All right. I think we're just I was trying to cut back to the pen, but I think we're done with the pen. I think Brody wants to. Yep, Brody is. That is one way to end a stream. Cassie, I love it. Brody is hyped for the.
We're going to go for a sea swim.
Yes, I think you are. I think you absolutely are. And Mike says, thank you for indulging me. Cassie, thank you for coming on, chatting some GSAP Helper Functions with us, showing us these cool code pens. Did I drop that last one in? I did, yeah. Super, super cool. Cassie, always great to talk with you. Thank you for coming on. This is a lot of fun.
I can't hear you going for Brody.
You could just say bye. Bye, Cassie. Take care. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Let me transition over to there. Thank you to everyone who came through. I really appreciate it. Let me just make sure that, yeah, we're good. Yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat for coming through. We have tomorrow Bruno Simone coming on this show to chat with us, or sorry, not to chat with us, to do component carousel. So let me just show real quick. Desktop and one person. Yep, that's me. Bruno. If you're not familiar with Bruno Simone, you might be familiar with his website. He's got this website where you drive a car around, and this is like his resume and everything like that. Super cool website. Very, very, very talented 3JS developer, and he's going to be coming on teaching us some 3JS around the new theme for this month, for the month of July. The theme for Component Carousel is Kaiju Demolition Services. Our very own Collab TV came up with this theme, and he's starting off real good. Trust me, I've seen what he's cooking up. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're not following already, go ahead and hit the little heart or whatever. Also, join us in, oh yeah, here, I will drop this link. This is a super fun site this. Yeah, so go ahead and follow because you don't want to miss this tomorrow. Trust me. Kaiju Demolition Services. In other words, you can hire Godzilla or King Kong to come and destroy stuff for you. He's got a really cool King Kong or Godzilla thing cooking up. Just you will want to see it, I promise. You can always catch it on video afterwards, but it's so much more fun to be here for it. You can ask him questions, all that good stuff. So yeah, this is such a fun site. Definitely check this out. Fantastic 3JS developer. Chaotic Good Boy, thank you for the follow. And we're about to head back to the Front End Horse Discord. So right here, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Right here, go ahead and head to frontendhorse.chat. I think I have this set up now. Do I have it? I do. You can click that. I did a thing, chat. I did it. Y'all asked for it. I did one thing. So, I mean, I think we're done here, right? So, thank you so much. Let's actually see if we have anyone fun to raid. We have Jason Langsdorff. Let's go raid. Jason Langsdorff, fantastic streamer. You're going to want to hang in here. Let's go raid our good friend Jason. Raid. Nope, it's /raid. There we go. Raid Jason J. Langs. Let's give that a try. Is that going to work? Are they letting me do it? Yeah, there we go. Chat, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're following. Make sure you are here tomorrow and every week because we always have fun stuff going on here on the stream. Thank you so much for following, and see you soon. Yeah, thank you, Jedediah. Take care.